Okay, so we've got some object, call it X, and we're at a particular time in history, call it T, and we want to know, okay, right now at this time T, is this thing, X, is it a piece of art? And Levinson is just saying, well, look, this is how you tell whether something is a piece of art at this point in time. You have to ask, well, did some person or persons have an appropriate proprietary right over X? Now, mostly what Levinson means as proprietary right is just, well, what did the person own this object, or did this person have the right kind of control over it? So he's got in mind, for example, Henry Darger's paintings. Well, Henry Darger has a propriety right over those paintings because, well, he made them and he owns them. James Hampton has proprietary right over his aluminum foil sculptures because, well, he made them. Now, if you think about, say, Duchamp's fountain, that urinal, well, Duchamp didn't make that urinal. You know, some urinal manufacturer made the urinal, presumably. But yet, Duchamp, well, he took possession of the urinal. He owned it. So he had a proprietary right over that urinal. So he had a right over it to take it and put it in the gallery and say, I intend to exhibit this as art. So you've got to take someone who's got the appropriate proprietary right over this object that you're concerned about, be it a urinal or a painting or a clump of tinfoil. And that person that has that appropriate proprietary right needs to non-passingly intend that that object be regarded as a work of art. So by non-passingly here, Levinson just means, well, you can't be just like, oh yeah, sure, it's art, huh? No, like you've got to like really seriously intend, like I intend my tinfoil sculpture to be regarded as a work of art. And if you intend for something to be regarded as a work of art and you have a proprietary right over that thing, you made it or you owned it, well, that makes it, at the time that you intend for it to be a work of art, that makes it a work of art. Now, the question is, well, what does it mean to intend something to be regarded as a work of art? Because in a way, that seemed to just kind of like assume that we already know what art is and how it is that works of art are regarded. So what Levinson has to do is now give us an account of, well, what does it mean to intend that people regard something as a work of art? Now, here he just spells this out by saying, well, to intend something to be regarded as a work of art is just to intend that people regard it in some way, that artworks prior to this time T that we're concerned about, have been standardly or correctly regarded. So, for example, you might think, look, at this time, right now in 2020, one of the ways in which people have standardly or correctly regarded artworks have been to regard their significant form. So, if I take a ball of tinfoil and I decide, I intend, I want people to regard the significant form of my hunk of aluminum foil. Well, gosh, since I have a proprietary right over that hunk of aluminum foil, I have non-passingly intended that people regard the significant form of that aluminum foil. And regarding the significant form of things is a way that historically, prior to this time, other artworks have been standardly regarded. Well, that makes it the case that right now, that hunk of aluminum foil that I've created is now a work of art. What I'll do is get into a little more detail in the next video about all the different ways that people can intend something to be regarded as a work of art.